Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's third video. We're going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us back the 4th of February, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe on trying to go weeks, have a look at CFS V2 for the next 4 weeks at the end of the video. That gets us towards the end of February, and I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say about the first video sales on 6am UK weather forecast. We've also released the third spring 2025, no, the first spring 2025 seasonal model roundup. Check out those two vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe, and all today's videos and content. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. No weekend forecast this week, so nothing 100%. And I thought, I'd cut one of the videos out this week, and as the 6am forecast really covers the same time frame as the weekend, I thought, the weekend wouldn't hurt being put on the back burner this week. Hope that's all right with everyone. Right, let's crack on with the video. Then I'm going to start off with central temperature. CT is currently sitting at 2.9. That's about 1 degree below the 61 to 1990 average, and it's provisional to yesterday, to the 24th of January. So for the first 3 weeks of the month, it's been a cold first 3 weeks of the month. We've got 1 more week to go. I think that's going to lift the CT well into the 3s. So I'd imagine that's going to come in this time next week, 1st of February, of course, at 3.5 to 3.9, something like that. But it will be interesting to see where we finish up with the CT by this time next week for January. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. On Bristol today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Bristol. So generally below average, actually, for the next week up to the end of January. But we do get a bit of a tick up through here. That's associated with an area of low pressure coming in Sunday and Monday, bringing plenty of wet weather in with it. Then the upper air temperatures are lifting up, though, as we go through the first week to 10 days of February. So it looks like we've got a milder trend, although that will be associated with high pressure. And as ever, when you're talking about winter highs, it will depend where the high is sitting, whether it's a clear high or a cloudy high, where we're getting birds, etc., etc. There's lots of caveats with winter high pressure. But from an upper air temperature perspective, the trend is a warming one. Precipitation-wise, going to be quite a bit of wet weather to come through the remainder of January, but we have got a drier slot today, but tomorrow, Monday, and then through to the end of next week, really looking quite unsettled. But it's going to be drier into early February, perhaps a bit more of an unsettled phase setting up later on into the first week of February. If we have a look at sea level pressure, you can see, and we talked about this yesterday, just show it again. I thought you can see the trend is very much upwards. So at the moment, of course, we're channeling low pressure between 1,000 and about 975 millibars. But as we go through to the end of January into that of February, the trend is very much an upwards one. And most of those ensemble members by early February have barometric pressure somewhere between around 1,030 and 1,040 millibars. So it looks like we're very much going back to high and dry conditions when we get through into the beginning of February. Temperature anomalies out to day 10 from today's GFS looks like that. So around to a little bit below average, actually, in the 5 to 10 day time frame. So a rather sort of coolish first 10 days, or next 10 days, I should say, to come. That gets to 4th of February. Precipitation anomalies is a bit of a turn up of the books in the 4 to 10 day time frame, a little bit drier than average. So the trend is going to be a drier one, definitely, when we get out of the next few days, and also not overly mild or warm either. Latest wind from that from earthnullschool.net shows we've got low pressure in the Atlantic once again. So we've got more of the onslaught to come. This area of low pressure will bring showery conditions tonight, and then this rather menacing looking low could bring some very wet and windy weather through Sunday and Monday. It's not impossible that could become another named storm at some point over the weekend, so we will be keeping you updated about that. And there is that area of low pressure at midnight on Tuesday, starting with chart data. Sorry, everyone started with chart data. UK Met Euro run low pressure right over top of the country, deep area of low as well at 975 millibars. That low gets out of the way. Another low tries to get in, but this one sinks southwards through the middle part of next week with a ridge building in behind it. So the trend as we go through the end next week into next weekend is towards higher pressure. Not an immediate process to build in the high pressure, but gradually things will be settling, I think, by the time we get through into next weekend. Icon, once more of that deep low across the country on Tuesday, gets out of the way through Wednesday, then another low sinking away to the south, allowing in a ridge of the end of the week, and then we're back to high pressure by next weekend. That gets us to next Saturday, 1045 millibar of high pressure there, so a big high, and it might bring some frost and fog down to the south. It should be very mild for Scotland to Northern Ireland. Winds up from the southwest. This is how the KMA is looking. So still very unsettled through to the middle part of next week. Better ridge building through the end of next week. High pressure takes over. And again, that could bring frost and fog, especially so for England and Wales. Probably relatively mild though for Scotland and also for Northern Ireland. Now, as we get towards around day 10, I'm trying to get high pressure up to Scandinavia and try to bring in a colder easterly wind. In fact, we do perhaps get a bit of a glancing blow on some quite cold air on those easterly winds. Most of that's going into France, but that might bring some snow showers, actually, into southern and eastern regions there. Oh, sorry, once more, for the high pressure begins to slip towards the northeast, and another ridge looks like building out to the west bow. So overall, a lot of high pressure and probably quite cold actually with that KMA run. Let's have a look at the upper air temperatures. So around 1st of February, not particularly cold, the upper air temperature, but as we start to pull those east winds in, yeah, we do bring some quite cold air in actually from the east on those east winds. Certainly colder for snow showers in the south and east there with the KMA. I say most of that's going into France, but so we just get a glancing blow from it, but probably enough to bring snow showers into southern and eastern areas there around days 10 and 11. That's quite interesting. Let's have a look at the GFS midnight run. Again, we've got a big area of low pressure sat right over top of the country on Tuesday. More low pressure tries to get in from the Atlantic but slips southwards through Wednesday to Thursday. Better ridge building in behind it. We tried to get high pressure up over Scandinavia, but too much energy in the Atlantic means we maintain a west or a southwesterly flow up to around day 10. And then high pressure builds strongly just after day 10. And that one tried to get Scandinavia as well, and we do bring in east wind, but it's not particularly cold easterly by the 8th of February. Trend is definitely to higher pressure here in the first week to 10 days of February. The only question is exactly where the high pressure is sitting and what kind of air mass we're bringing in. Let's have a GFS 6Z looks in comparison. Once again, low pressure is in control and dominating weather through the middle part of next week. Then we get a ridge trying to build up southwest by the first weekend of February, next weekend, basically. That could bring some frost fog down the south, but should be relatively mild with southwest winds further north and west. By around day 10, we're back into those westerlies, and unlike midnight run, 6Z maintains those west-southwesterlies right the way through. No strong build of high pressure there. So the GFS 6Z, as ever, doing something different. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. And we thank so much everyone for doing that. We need to put on 60 subscribers to get to 19.5k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much everyone. Right, GM again with low pressure right over top of the country on Tuesday and into Wednesday and Thursday as well. It's not till Friday but we start to build up a ridge ridge to the southwest, and then high pressure takes over around days 8, 9 and 10. Check that out. That's day 10, 4th of February, and I've got a big area of high pressure there, 1045 millibars right over top of the country, well, over England, Wales, and a 1040 millibar area of high pressure right over top of the country. There could definitely be inversion with that, and a risk of frost and fog, particularly so down in the south, but maybe even further north as well. The GM really going to town with high pressure today. And then we've got the ECM looking like this again, low pressure right over top of the country on Tuesday. All gets out of the way by the end of the week as a ridge builds up from southwest. Then into next weekend, mostly high pressure dominated. Could be quite cold down in the south, should be mild up in the north. Day 10, similar to the GFS output, placing us back in those mild west to south westerly winds, and no strong build of high pressure from the ECM in the extended either, until the very end of it, around the 9th of February, high pressure tries building up from the south. So a bit of a question mark about this high pressure, how strongly it will build. There is a bit of uncertainty going through the model output, like the GEM wants a very strong build of pressure between around days 7 to 10, whereas the ECM and the GFS are much weaker and, messing about with the higher pressure signals. So there is a bit of uncertainty about this build of pressure through the first week of February. This would be precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Metro. A couple of wintry showers, perhaps pushing through tonight. Probably won't amount to too much, but maybe a few flakes of snow here and there. Quite a cold night to come as well, with a frost and icy patches. Tomorrow we're back to wet windies, unfortunately, with more wind and rain coming in from off the Atlantic. That takes us through into Monday as well. In fact, most of next week is looking unsettled with further bouts of rain. Coming always cold enough for a little bit of snow on the north and the western side of those rain bands. Changes, though, by the end of next week towards dry conditions, high pressure ridges in, although not for the north, there it stays a little bit more unsettled. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 4th of February. 14 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure up to the north and high pressure down to the south. Winds coming in from a westerly flow with that. So generally a lot of dry weather, at least to the south, and mild. We've got 12 with high pressure, much more centred over country and further north, so that's a colder snow. Certainly frost and fog could be bringing in a bit of an easterly flow as well. 11 looking very unsettled, low pressure in of the Atlantic. Oh, sorry, again, everyone, that's going to be wet and windy. 8 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure towards Scandinavia. Around that, we could be bringing in the wind from the east, so that could be quite cold. And then 6 with a proper Scandinavian high. So that's going to be probably quite cold with frost and fog, but this is like a proper Scandinavian high, a proper easterly. And that'd be like the KMA, that could be bringing in some really quite cold air, maybe in some snow showers to the south and the east, but only 6 going in that direction. Most of the options at day 10 there are involving high pressure, but as I say, there is a bit of uncertainty about how strong that high will be. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 9th of February. 13 members of the ECM ensembles then with high pressure over to the east of the country, mostly dry, but probably quite cold with frost and fog. 10, bringing deep low pressure in from off the Atlantic, looking rather wet and windy. Another 10 with high pressure up towards Scandinavia. That could be bringing the wind from the east. Then we've got 9 looking unsettled with low pressure and a mild westerly flow, and another 9 with high pressure ridging in from the Azores. That should be quite mild, would be dry, should be quite mild, and might be inversion, frost and fog, but fundamentally that is a mild area of high pressure. So quite a lot of uncertainty at both day 10, especially at day 14, about this high pressure. As I say, we have got to keep an eye on if we get an area of high pressure setting up through the first week of February, and B, where that high pressure eventually goes to. CFS V2, finally, these are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 25th to the 31st of January, but next week looking unset with lots of low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. Week 2, big change. It's the 1st to the 7th of February. We see high pressure building up from the south and southwest there. 1 mild side projection. It could be frost and fog, of course, under the high pressure, but overall that's a relatively mild ridge. Week 3 keeps the high pressure going. It's the 8th to the 14th of February. High pressure right over the top of the UK there. And again, there could be frost and fog coming through with that. And still high pressure dominating into week 4, 15th to the 21st of February. High patch begins to retreat towards central parts of Europe, though, allowing more in way of low pressure in. Should still be mild, but possibly turning a bit more unsettled there. It's a long way off, though, 4 weeks away. So, as ever, time will tell. Right, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. And show everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. I say we only need to put around 16 subscribers to get to 19.5k. If you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely awesome. So thank everyone for doing that. Tomorrow we're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've got the 3rd spring 2025 update, which could be QBO special this week. If all of that wasn't enough, we have also got the first Sunday roundup of the year to come as well. Of course, we did the New Year's Day roundup on Tuesday, but we've got the first Sunday roundup coming up tomorrow as well. That'll probably be about 1-2 in the afternoon. I'm going to be looking at things like activity, QBO, AO, NEO, etc, etc, etc. So that could be an interesting watch. And then I think we're going to be live at 6 p.m. with your 10 to 14 dayer and also ensembles watch. I'm not all that well at the moment, actually. I'm not 100%. So if I don't feel like doing the live stream, I'll let everybody know on the socials, but fingers crossed we'll be good to go for the live at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I shall keep you all updated. Well, for this one and for today's videos, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Again, once again, very sorry, but I didn't get to do the weekend forecast, but it is covered really by the 6 AM forecast. So if you want to know in detail what's happening with the weather in the weekend, then check out 6 AM forecast. And weekend should be back next Saturday. For this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon and evening, and bye for now.